right, my friends, today is the day. We are going to paint this cedar chest using Rethunk Junk by Laura. It's a resin paint. It's supposed to only take one coat, but depending on the outcome, how you want it to look, it might take two. It is no priming, no sanding, no waxing, indoor, outdoor, UV fade resistance, corrosion resistance, adheres to wood, metal, glass, plastic, and more. There you go. And you can actually, I'm using Farmhouse Navy today. You can actually, and I'm gonna put this right here on a plate in the middle of the cedar chest so I have good access to it. So I have a sheet down there so you won't do it. So this is the brush I'm using. It came with my kit that I purchased, a thing that had everything in it. And I like this. I showed it to you the other day because it bends. It's a Worcester Shortcut All Paints Flexible Handle, adds control. So we're going to use this. And I am going to, I have a couple other brushes here to use when I get into the more intricate corners and stuff. So I have it all painter tape off, and let's see how good we can do this. I'm a little nervous. I'm sitting in a chair because it's hard for me to get off the ground once I get on there. So let's see here. Oh, I already stirred it up. I'm going to dip it in, and I'm going to work down and up. I thought I would do it like that. And it's self-leveling, so that's a good thing. I kind of was thinking I wanted some of this brown to show through. So you're not supposed to wipe it really thin because it's meant to self-level. So you don't want to spread it on too thin. You want it to have a little bit of what do you call that? A little bit, you don't want it to puddle at the bottom, but you want it to have some even strokes. Don't want it to puddle, and it's looking pretty good. You're not supposed to overwork it. So I need to make sure that I'm not doing that. And here we go. You just don't want it to run. So I'm putting a good coat of it on there. And it shouldn't show brush strokes because it's self-leveling. So how do you like this so far? And also I need to make sure I have enough to do the whole chest, but I know where to get it now if I need to. Okay, I just want to make sure it's not running down and puddling. It doesn't look like it is. Just doing even brush strokes. Maybe I should have done the bottom first. Again, since it's self-leveling, as long as it isn't clumping on the bottom, I should be good. And I'm doing the top last because I can pull that down. And you dry 30 to 60 minutes between coats. What is on? Something on there. 30 to 60 minutes between coats. And that's it. This is how simple it is. It's just like painting something you'd be painting at home. There we go. So I'm just making sure that I don't have any big clumps of paint, and I don't have to make a big deal about the brush strokes because it's self-leveling. I just want to make sure that I didn't leave any big gaps. Okay, so now I'm going to do the bottom, and then we'll work our way. And I'll go ahead and show you more when I get to the top. Okay, we have one coat on here so far, and on the bottom, and it's drying, so you see the difference in the colors is because it's still drying. And once this dries, I'm going to give it an hour, and then I will be back to do coat 2. All right, here's the reveal. My redone cedar chest with the original hardware, and this is by Rethunk Junk of Farmhouse Navy. I am absolutely in love with it. I put 2 coats on that. It's the original hardware. I couldn't get the hardware off the front, so I used painter's tape to secure it, and after I removed the painter's tape, I just touched up around the edges, and I think it is an absolute beautiful remake of my 1974 Lane cedar chest. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give me a follow. All right, here's the reveal. My redone cedar chest with the original hardware, and this is by Rethunk Junk of Farmhouse Navy. I am absolutely in love with it. I put 2 coats on that. It's the original hardware. I couldn't get the hardware off the front, so I used painter's tape to secure it, and after I removed the painter's tape, I just touched up around the edges, and I think it is an absolute beautiful remake of my 1974 Lane cedar chest. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give me a follow.